to CSEGuru. In this session, we will discuss array and function. Previously, we have discussed how to declare and initialize one-dimensional array. Similarly, how to declare and initialize two-dimensional array, and how to read and write values using one-dimensional array and two-dimensional array with the help of for loop. So, all these basic concepts already we have discussed. Now, we will move on to the next topic in array, that is how array can be used along with function. First, we will discuss passing individual array elements to functions. So here, the array elements can be passed as an individual element, that is a single element, to a function like variables. How normally we will declare a variable in main function, and that variable value we will pass it to the user-defined function. Okay, same way we are going to pass the individual array elements to functions. The procedure is similar like variable only. The rules we need to follow here is the array element type and the function parameter type should match. That is, the array element and the function parameter should be of same data type. Okay, that is the main condition. And the array element will be passed as a value parameter. That is, the function cannot change the value of the element. What is the value we are sending from the main function to the user-defined function? That value we cannot able to change in user-defined function. So these two rules we need to follow. So here the example is we are going to get the array of elements, and for that array of elements how to print its square value. Okay, that is the program, and here we have used the user-defined function print square. Okay, so here in main function if you are considering, we have declared integer variable I, and similarly array with 5 elements, that is A of 5 is of integer data type. And the elements also we have initialized here itself. Okay. Using the for loop, initially I equal to 0, I less than 5. So totally 5 elements, in the sense 0 to n minus 1. So that we have used the condition I less than 5. Okay. So starting from 0th place, it will pass the element. Okay. So when I equal to 0, it will check the condition I less than 5. Condition is true. Then this is the user-defined function. It will call the user-defined function. So once the user-defined function is called, in the sense, control will be transferred to the user-defined function. And here if you are considering, in the sense, the array value, it will take it from A of 0th location. So already we know this A of 5 is the array declaration. 5 represents total number of elements in the array, starting from A of 0. So in A of 0 place, value 10 will be stored. Similarly, A of 1, value 5 will be stored. A of 2, value 12 will be stored. A of 3, value 8 will be stored. And A of 4, value 13 will be stored. So totally if you are considering, in the sense, 5 elements starting from 0 to n minus 1, that is 5 minus 1, in the sense 4. Okay. So first it will pass the element from the location A of 0. So what is the element in A of 0? Value 10. So now that value 10 will be passed here. Okay, and here what is the main condition here? The array element type and the function parameter type should be same. So array element data type is integer and the function parameter data type is also integer. And what is the value it is sending from the main function to the user-defined function? This value user-defined function cannot able to change. It is passed as a value parameter. Okay, so now 10 will be passed here. Now the x variable will hold 10. Okay, and inside this function it will print x into s. So 10 into 10. So output what we will get here is output. First it will print 100. See here the single element, we have given 5 elements here. We have initialized 5 elements here. Only the first location element is passed here and its value is squared here. And then the user-defined function returns control to the main function. Okay. Now the control will be transferred to the user-defined function. And this purpose is over. but the for loop is not yet terminated. Okay, and the control goes to for loop now. Okay, I value will get incremented to 1, and then again it will call the user defined function with a of 1, since I value was 1. In a of 1, what is the value? 5. Now 5 will be passed. Okay, and here it will print 5 into 5, and that will be printed in the output screen. So 5 into 5, 25 we will get it. So once it prints, control will be transferred to the user defined function again, and still for loop is not terminated. And control goes to for loop again. I value gets incremented. Now I value was a of 2. In a of 2 position, what is the value? 12. So now 12 will be passed here, and it will print 12 into 12. 12 into 12, we will get 144, and that will be printed in the output screen since we have used the printf statement. Okay. After printing, this return statement will transfer control to the user-defined function. And still the for loop is not yet terminated. Okay. Control goes to for loop again. I gets incremented to 3, and in a of 3 position, what is the value? 8. And 8 will be passed here. And using this printf statement, it will print 8 into 8. So 64 will be printed. Again, this return statement will transfer control to the user-defined function. And then now control again will be transferred to for loop statement. And here I value gets incremented, and now I value is 4. And in a of 4th position, what is the value? 13. And 13 will be passed now here, and it will print 13 into 13, 169. And then this return statement will transfer control to the user-defined function again. And again, the control will be transferred to for loop statement. Now I gets incremented to 5. Check the condition whether 5 less than 5. Condition fails. Now this for loop will terminate, and the main function will return control to the operating system. Now this program comes to an end. Okay. So here if we are considering in the sense, when I value is 0, this user-defined function will be called, and the element value 10 will be passed here, and it will print its square. Okay, so only one element we are passing every time. That is the meaning. So here the array will pass individual element to the function. Okay, so after printing the first element, control transfer to the user-defined function, and the next iteration of for loop will execute. Again, in the next iteration, this user-defined function is called with the value in next position, next array position. That is fine. So likewise, every iteration, the user-defined function is called, and in every iteration, only single array element is passed to user-defined function. Okay, not the whole array. Every iteration, single array element is passed with this user-defined function every time. Okay, that is the meaning. Here with array, we have given 5 elements, but 5 elements we are not passing at a time. Only one element we are passing at a time. Okay, so this is nothing but array elements can be passed as individual element to a function like variable. Thank you for watching this video.